Okay, so part two. Sorry, FedEx had to make a delivery with a beautiful yellow pickup truck because apparently their trucks have broken down, so I had to accept the delivery. So we'll continue our tour here. Um, I have two fire cheese arborvitaes, and I got these at our local Pikes in Woodstock, and they looked amazing when I got them. They actually have a whole hedge of them there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they are gorgeous. But you can see definitely they've struggled a little bit, and I think what had happened, I think we planted them properly, but right after we planted them we had a ton of rain. We had like 2 weeks of rain, and I know they don't like to have their feet wet, and I think it was just too wet for them. But now we're having heat and sunny days. I have moved them also from where I originally had them, and they seem to be rebounding. I know it doesn't look like it because there's some of that on the bottom that's obviously which I need to cut out. But I feel like I am seeing some new growth since moving them a few days ago. So we're just going to let them dry out, get more sun, and hopefully those will be happy. Again, I've got some lantana. I forget Silencioso. I forget the name of this annual. I wish now I'd gotten more. I got it at Home Depot, and it has been a workhorse. It has been this gorgeous for over a month. Um, so, Home Depot in Canton, if you're listening, make sure you get more of these next year, because I went back to get a second one and they were gone. When I was little, my great grandmother called these rooster tails. I don't remember the official name, but that hot pink has just been amazing. And it complements the pink in the lantana, as you can see. Which the other challenge I should pause and tell you about that I had with this garden. When I did some of these containers, I tried some organic potting soil from Home Depot, and it was a disaster. I put it in a couple of different areas, and like within 2 weeks I knew like something's not right. And then I should have read the reviews ahead of time, but a lot of reviews had come in after I purchased, so it wasn't just me. But apparently there have been major issues with this, and it's bad enough that after I left a negative review on Home Depot, the manufacturer actually reached out to me, and once I provided them serial numbers and proof of purchase, they are going to be reimbursing me for all the bags that I bought. Of course, this doesn't cover the expense of probably some plants I'm going to have to replace. I am going to try to mend the soil. I've tried liquid and slow release fertilizer. That has not helped. So moving forward next year, the only option will be to either take the plants out and replace all of the dirt, or try to amend it with some soil conditioner. So I'm still haven't decided what we're going to do. But anyway, just FYI, some of these, have not been planted long, or, they've been struggling. The lantanas were in that soil I'm talking about, but they have thankfully started to thrive. And they were actually in a hanging basket at Lowe's. And we took them out of the basket and put them in that, because I wanted to have, some different containers here. But anyway, going back to this area, sorry, I feel like I'm rambling on you, but this is some type of goldenrod. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. It looks like maybe it's going to bloom soon. There's some lavender, which was blooming a lot. It's sort of in between now. And excuse me, a couple of varieties of hummingbird mint. As I mentioned, my gorgeous summerific hibiscus, it was loaded in blooms a couple of weeks ago. And now it's starting to cycle up again. I actually thought I had lost this over the winter and was shocked when it started growing back in the spring. I will tell you, if you get this variety, they are amazing, and I would love to get some more. But they are very thirsty. They need lots and lots of water, and sometimes I have to water this gal twice a day, which I don't mind doing. Because she's magnificent, but just know that if you have them, they do need a lot of water. Alright, so again, some other varieties of hummingbird mint I don't remember. I have the tags down in there, so when fall comes, I can go back and look through my pictures and match up the tags and know, okay, this was great, this was not, or it didn't perform as expected or exceeded, and I'll get more or not order it again. These are two new Miss Molly hummingbird bushes. I have a couple of, not hummingbird, butterfly bushes. I have a couple others of these, and they take a while to get established, but they're gorgeous, and I love them. I have a Blue Fortune back there, which is always an exceptional performer for me. Even in this tiny pot, it's going to town. I will probably move it to something bigger next year. That was kind of I had run out of pots earlier in the spring, and I was having a lot of health issues at that time, and just didn't have time to get some more at that time, and I needed to get it in the pot. But it's done fine. Another Fire Chief Arborvitae that's recovering. Again, I think I just need to cut out the dead stuff and make sure it doesn't get overwatered, and now I think they're getting more sun. I think they're going to be hopefully okay. I will keep you posted. This is Pink Cascade Butterfly Bush. I originally got one from Bluestone Perennials, which I've ordered from for the last 3 years. And I got one, and now I wish I'd gotten like 10. This is like the most gorgeous butterfly bush, and you'll see why in another video shortly. But this one's just getting started. Creekside Gardens in North Carolina was the only place I could find that still had any in stock. But they've already doubled in size, and there's lots of new growth, so I'm encouraged by that. This is some light purple lantana, which I've just been baffled. Usually my lantana from Lowe's is better performing for me than what I get from Home Depot. That has not really been the case this year. But this is also planted in that gnarly potting soil I was telling you about. So, again, I'm just trying to baby it, give it some fertilizer. Who knows, maybe fall it's going to take off, because traditionally my lantana tends to look better in the fall, which makes no sense because that's not true for most people, but we'll see. It's a light lavender. I've never grown this variety, so we'll see. There's some butterfly bush mixed in from Bluestone Perennials and some more hummingbird mint. These are wildflower seeds. I forget what this is. I'll have to go back and look at my notebook. And unfortunately right now it's wanting to lay down because I probably planted too much, but we'll see how it does. Again, some more yellow lantana, which I have gotten yellow lantana in the past from Lowe's, and it's done amazing for me. Not so much this year. This is a golden mop false cypress that we've got to get potted up. That'll be happening in the next few days. Again, I'd mentioned I'm wanting to kind of anchor my plantings with shrubs, and I do have some evergreens coming, so I'll say more about that in another video to come. This is a clasping coneflower. I am so in love with this. I got 2 of them from Bluestone Perennials, and thankfully the chipmunks did not get them, or whatever has been raiding. I've had critters raiding these pots early in this year, and that's never been a problem till this year. So hot pepper seemed to do the trick. The plant that's looking kind of wilty, those both 2 came from Home Depot. That's blue delphinium, which I've never grown. Not sure if it's going to make it. Again, this is also in the craptastic soil, so that's probably a factor. Maybe, I don't know. And then some verbena, which looked amazing at Lowe's, and then just seemed to kind of wither once I got it home. So I don't know if it's me or them or both, but we'll see. I have a feeling the clasping coneflower will definitely stay. I think next year I'll just probably replace these with some Blue Fortune, because I think that would look nice with that. This is Blue Boa hummingbird mint that we have here. And then in the little urn, that is a Bobo hydrangea. Or no, that's a limelight hydrangea, and it is reloading. It had bloomed. Came from Home Depot, probably, in hindsight, not the healthiest variety. Or no, I take that back. That came from Lowe's, and it is a proven winners, but again, it's also in that yucky soil. So, but it's trying to thrive. I've been feeding it again. I think, for sure, I'm either going to have to change out the dirt next year, or maybe I can get away with adding some soil conditioner and amendments. So we'll see. this is Ginger Syllabub Rose. I've had it for 4 years. It was grown on its own roots. It really took 3 years, which I know they say it takes a long time for own roots to get established, but last year and this year it's done pretty well. I felt like last year was a little bit better than this year, but you know, we've had weird weather this spring and summer, so you know, who knows. But it seems to be liking more sun. It originally used to sit a little bit over, and now I think it's happier with more sun. Oh, I do have some, I think it's Rose Marvel salvia I've had for a few years, and originally it was over there a few years ago, and then I moved it to the other side. Did not do well, so we just transplanted it a couple of weeks ago, and it's trying to come back, so we'll see. Also, again, this is the yuck soil, so I think that's definitely a factor. A little experimental pot of wildflowers. I'm not sure if that's going to do or not. We'll see. And then I have some blue salvia. I think this is Rockin' Blue suede shoes. I got it from Creekside, or no, excuse me, Garden Crossings, as well as these are Buckleberry Sage from Bluestone Perennials. Again, I don't know if they weren't getting enough sun, if it was the yuck dirt, or just a little bit of everything, but I have moved them not far from where they were, but they seem to be doing a little bit better, and again, trying to feed them, baby them. Again, you know, it's a sort of a struggle area. And then I've got several David Austin roses that I did have in this area. I've pushed them back because I just kind of wanted to redo this whole thing and have the roses on the perimeter so it's easier to deadhead them. And I'm not sure that's really where they're going to stay. Normally they do like a lot of sun, and they are getting a lot more earlier in the day, but it's so hot right now. I think they're probably appreciating a little shade in the afternoon. My vision moving forward next year, this area has never had grass very much because of all the trees. So we're also going to cardboard and tarp it, which I did put, I forgot to mention, some landscape fabric over the cardboard, making sure not to put the tarp or the cardboard on the exposed tree roots. But next year, I think I want to expand this out, and it'll be like a nice curving island, and then I can have more things that thrive in shade, like these banana alyssiums, which are actually going to go here. Yes. We're going to be, again, cardboard tarp and doing, I think, some cypress mulch there instead of pine straw. But to kind of beautify that area, because this is in the shade most of the day, but these are supposed to thrive in the shade, and I have something else coming that I know will grow in the shade because SNK Greenhouse recommended it, and they did plantings of all these together, so that will be going there. So I'm going to stop at this point, and we'll move on to the other parts of the garden. But you know, if you're someone that also lives in a, you know, you have what I call a country yard, where you've got, you know, these beautiful old trees, but it makes it hard to dig or grow things, especially here in the south with our compacted clay soil, and it's just too expensive to get someone to come and, you know, help dig and, you know, do all that stuff that needs to be done, or it's just not feasible for reasons, then I hope that this might, you know, just give you an alternative, you know, a budget-friendly, not horribly labor-intensive option, because, you know, not all of us are young and healthy and strong, and so this, I feel like, is doable. So I'm going to be interested to see how all this looks, you know, in another month or two. And I have found, for me, a lot of times fall is actually my best time of year for my garden, because it's warm but it's not as humid. So we'll see, but we'll have some more things potted up. I've got a couple other additions coming, but I just wanted to share and capture with you kind of the process, and thank you for listening to all of my reflections and musings this morning. I hope everybody has a great day. Stay tuned for the next video.